Hello everybody and welcome back. My name is Sandra and I am the Arthritic Artisan. So which craft are we going to be doing today? Today we're going to make some burlap flowers. These are so super simple and you're going to love making them. So if you're ready to get started, I'm ready to get started. Let's go. So to start making these burlap flowers, you're going to need some burlap, a measuring tape, and some scissors, a hot glue gun. I have scissors that I use only for fabric, but in the case of burlap, I use my trash scissors because burlap is just really fibrous and I have ruined a pair of sewing scissors before. To get started, we are going to have to cut out a 4 by 10 inch strip, and I am going to show you how to get a good square. We're going to start by taking a piece of burlap and we are going to measure down 10 inches from the end. Do not count the selvage as part of this measurement. As a matter of fact, we're going to cut that selvage off, but don't throw it away because you can use this for another project. Now we're going to measure 10 inches down, and once you have that 10-inch mark, we're going to pull out the string from the burlap at that measuring point. Grab a good pair of tweezers. They come in really handy for pulling these strings out. I wish I'd gotten mine at this point, but I didn't. Once you pull out that string, this is your cut line. Simply cut along that guideline that you just created for yourself. Once you have that cut, we're going to straighten up one edge by again pulling out one of the strings from this piece of burlap. Here you can see I got my tweezers. I finally got smart, and it makes it just a lot easier to grab that end. And once you have that string pulled, you've created your next cut line. Just cut straight along that line. Once you have that straight edge made, you're going to measure in 4 inches. Again, remove one of the strings, create another cut line, and then cut down that line as well. Yep, you caught me. I changed colors on you. Once you have a perfect rectangle, you're going to measure in 1/2 inch on each side. Remove those strings from each side. Once you have both of those strings removed, we're going to remove every string in between. So let's have some fun and pull some strings, y'all. See, that wasn't so bad. Pretty easy. Next, you're going to fold that over and hot glue those two edge pieces together. You're going to do that the entire length. Since burlap is so porous, you may want to get something to protect your fingers so that you don't burn your fingers. I'm just using this silicone pot holder to lay it down on, that way I don't glue it to my tabletop. Once you get those sides hot glued together, you're going to fold over one edge, add a little bit of hot glue, glue that down, and then we're going to start rolling and adding hot glue all the way to the end. I do hot glue the whole thing, that way it stays together and it doesn't come apart. Once you have it all rolled up, it's going to look like a little rosette, and you can leave it like that. You can open it up a little bit and it makes a really pretty rose. You can open it up all the way and make an even different looking flower. And this is achieved simply by separating all those fibers. They're hot glued together, so they're not going to go anywhere. To make the center of the flower, those strings that we pulled out, I just grab a handful of them. I'm not even sure how many, 10, 15, 20. And I start rolling them in my hand, kind of like you're making a meatball. And this is kind of a feel thing. You'll feel when it's ready and it's a hard little ball. Once it's almost a hard little ball, I take my hot glue gun and I just squirt some hot glue down inside of it, and then I continue rolling it in my hand, but be careful because it will get hot, but this will ensure that those strings stay together. Once it's rolled into a ball, I simply take it and hot glue it to the center of the flower. In my last video, we did a project with some sunflowers and we cut apart a wreath form, and I said, don't throw those wires away, we'll be using them for a future project. Well, here is where we're going to use them. We're going to use them as the stems for the flowers. I just throw some hot glue down in the stem part. I insert that wire and we have a stem for the flower. You can decorate this stem, add some leaves, you could wrap it in burlap, you can paint it if you want to. Another variation for doing this is if you do the first part of the project the same. Instead of rolling it, we're going to roll it around in a circle on itself and hot glue it in place. Every time you go around in a circle, add some hot glue, and that will hold everything in place securely. Once you have that done, we're going to make the center part of the flower exactly the same way with the strings that you had pulled out before. If you want to get super creative, you can add a jewel, a stone, a button, anything that you want. And this makes a really pretty flower. If you want to put a stem on this flower, take one of those wires and bend the edge over almost to a 45-degree angle. Add some hot glue and stick that wire straight down in the center. Once I get done adding the stem, I like to cut off a scrap piece of burlap and just glue it over the back. That way it looks finished and it makes sure that this stem is not going to pop out from the center of the flower. Now that you know how to make these simple burlap flowers, go get yourself some burlap and get to crafting. Let me know you're here with me by leaving a comment down in the comments section. Give me a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and get notified about all future videos and projects. And until next time, have a magical day.